Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Before I share today's word, let me point out some things for clarity's sake. First, the Lord's use of the word judgment doesn't always equate to his wrath, even though we often connect the two, thinking judgment means vindication or some form of severe punishment, as in raining down fire and brimstone. In New Testament Greek, there are multiple words translated as judgment. In this letter, the Lord showed me that he is referring to his discernment, which means he has examined the heart and made a determination based on what he saw. In 1 Samuel 16:7, it says, "For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." And now here's what I heard the Lord say. Though this rhino comports himself with an austere appearance, he is anything but that. For underneath his modest persona lies an arrogant heart, as he, like so many who have long held political office, believes himself to be untouchable. Surely he, along with his cronies, thus far have escaped any punitive actions for crimes perpetrated against this nation, those that they all most surely did commit. Hear me then, Lindsey Graham. I have already seen that which you are trying desperately to conceal. For though you and your cohorts have engaged in subterfuge to distract the attention of the American people away from what is really going on in the upper echelons of Washington, yet your deception is fully visible to me. Try as you might, you shall not escape my judgment, Lindsey Graham, as I have not been fooled by your conduct before the public. For in the darkness you have sown seeds of evil, yet before the eyes of man shall you reap the harvest of your rebellion. Although you were duly elected by the people of your state to hold this high seat, still it was under a false pretense that you ran, as you most assuredly present yourself as pro-American. Yet have you partnered with the globalists who are hard at work undermining this very nation. Ah, then, indeed, has it become clear where you really stand. So while you are duty-bound to serve this people, it is to me, Lindsey Graham, that you must ultimately answer, a fact to which it would seem you have forgotten. For throughout your time in office, you have presented yourself as a champion of my causes. But truth be told, this stance was purely to appease the voters, as time and again, when you had the chance, did you acquiesce to evil. Then do not be deceived, for the hour is now upon you, Lindsey Graham, when you shall feel the weight of my judgment against you. Surely did I patiently wait for you to repent. However, that window has closed. I have seen you still intend to maintain the same defiant course, and therefore I shall bring the rod of correction upon you. Then I say, Lindsey Graham, try as you might, there is now no escaping the repercussions your choices have merited, as my judgment against you has already been set into motion, and thereby shall you be unable to avoid the consequence of your sin. And while I take no pleasure in issuing such stiff penalties on anyone, still must this action be taken. Yet indeed have you, Lindsey Graham, brought this penalty upon your own head. Therefore watch as I upend your greedy schemes, for surely shall you, Lindsey Graham, rue the day you ever set foot in Washington. It's easy to see that there are consequences to partnership with evil. However, the Lord always leaves us space to repent. As the only righteous judge, his estimation determines how long that window stays open. But once it's closed, we bear the weight of his judgment with penalties that are the direct result of partnering with sin. Those repercussions, notwithstanding our position as believers, are natural consequences that still follow our choices. Right now, as the Lord is cleaning house, we see both government and church leaders being called to account for their corruption. It's not out of anger that the Lord is doing this, but out of love, in an effort to restore their lives. If you would like to read the other letters I've received, go to mydailyletters.com. Thanks again for joining me today.